I'm sharing a reading experience. I'm reading from a book called What I Heard, and I'm sharing it with you now. I hope you listen and receive something worthwhile from this. This video might inspire you to read what I did. It's my hope that you'll search for the best books and gain information and ideas to help you to become a better person. The more you read, the better you'll think, and the better you think, the more you'll be able to face life's challenges successfully. Praise God in Psalms. Does my help come from a mountain fortress? No. My help comes from God, strength in the battle's heat. God is my loving ally, my tower of safety, my rescuer. He is my shield, and I will take refuge in him. The Lord is kind and merciful, not harsh like I deserve. When a man refuses to change, the Lord reaches down. He draws me from deep water. He is my only hope. He removes sin as far as the east is from the west. True sacrifices to God are a broken and contrite heart. If I stumble and fall, the Lord holds my hand until I get up. He has pleasure in those who respect and trust him. When they die, they are precious in his sight. O Lord, I trust in you, God, and give my life to you. I search continually for you and find strength. I thirst for your goodness and mercy. They protect me. Let all that I am praise thee, O Lord. There was a time when I wouldn't admit I was a sinner. I ran with fools who said, "Let's break God's chains and free ourselves from his slavery." I became animal. My dishonesty made me miserable and filled my days with frustration. In my darkness, there was weeping. I needed a map, and the Lord's law was my chart, my guide, my light in the darkness. I was tired of hanging out with people who hated peace. I am for peace. I long for peace. I thought about the wrong direction I was heading, and I turned around and ran back to you. I realized that those who love your law have peace in their hearts and mind because truth is in your law and your commandments. Foundation is truth. You forgive me and you heal my wounds. You ransomed me from hell. You surrounded me with loving kindness and tender mercies. In the Lord, I find joy, and I have told others the good news. You corrected me, and my thanks was living as I should. Don't forsake me and let me slip into sin again to make a mess of things. Help me want to do your will always. Help me even to obey your laws in my thoughts. What a blessing to constantly obey. The law protects us, keeps us wise, gives joy and light. Rejoice and say, "Thank you for your kindness." It's good to rejoice every day for the Lord's faithfulness. Teach us to number our days and recognize how few they are. Help us to spend them as we should. Our present lives are but dreams. One day, we will awaken to our true selves as one awakens from a dream of things that never really was. Wisdom and folly in Kings. Zadok the priest and Nathan the prophet anointed Solomon to rule with wisdom and peace. Solomon's father never was able to build the temple because there was always a war he had to fight. When Solomon completed the gold-covered temple, it was 90 feet long, 30 feet wide, and was 45 foot high to accommodate 3 stories of rooms. Solomon's dedicatory prayer foretold that God will become like man because he will dwell with man, while a righteous man will become like God because he will dwell with God. When the Lord visited Solomon for the second time, he revealed that Israel would fail and become the object of mockery and ridicule among nations, but for now, it would be the envy of the world. At that time, silver became so common that it had little value. Solomon did much, and all the deeds and all Solomon's wisdom is written down in the book called The Acts of Solomon. Unfortunately, Solomon's son, Rehoboam, was not wise. When he took over after his father's death, he raised taxes until the kingdom began to spin into darkness and broke apart. Jeroboam rebelled and took over many tribes who hated this King Rehoboam. Many years later, Baasha slaughtered all the descendants of Jeroboam. Then Zimri, commander of the chariots, killed Baasha, all of his family, his friends, and his relatives. Zimri later died in flames. The kingdom was later controlled by Ahab, who married Jezebel, and together they began to worship Baal. Jezebel encouraged Ahab to commit every evil thing. Elisha, the prophet, came to warn the people of their folly. He gathered and fed 100 faithful followers of God with a small loaf of barley bread. When they were all done eating, there was more bread than when they began with. Elisha told them of Ahab, Jezebel, and those that followed their ways by saying, "They worship worthless idols, so they are worthless themselves." Elisha then calls Jezebel a pile of dog shiz. Later, Jezebel dies by being thrown down off the city wall. Her body is then eaten by hungry dogs, making the prediction come true. When King Josiah took over, he recited the entire book called the Book of the Covenant. Josiah then renewed the covenants in the Lord's presence and kept all the laws and decrees with all of his heart and soul. None before or after turned to God with all of their heart as Josiah did. Because of Josiah's righteousness, all the people pledged themselves as well. Love's wonder in the Song of Songs. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can floods drown it. Love is aromatic as frankincense, yet thorny as myrrh. It is as fragrant as cedar and fir, yet it stains like henna blossoms. Love is as beautiful as the rose of Sharon with the perfume of spikenard. Relaxing as calamus, love is as magical as mandrakes, yet spicy as saffron and cinnamon. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.